League Network presents a new era in competition grappling. 10 competitors travel to an undisclosed location to compete in 3 extreme grappling challenges. Wrestlers, judoka, jiu-jitsu practitioners, and martial artists will test themselves in 3 one-on-one competitions. Guerrilla Games, CarJitsu Championship, and Ultimate Tire Wrestling. What styles will emerge victorious? Which grappler will walk away with the gold? Find out who's got the skills during the PLN Grappling Challenge from Pro League Network. Tonight we will watch as these 2 competitors compete in 3 PLN sports. The first is Guerrilla Games. 2 competitors place themselves head-to-head in planked position, separated by the line of scrimmage. Each player must topple his opponent without touching any part of his body in his opponent's area of play. Competitors must maintain plank position or face penalty. At the end of a 60-second round, the player with the most takedowns wins the round. The winner of 2 out of 3 rounds wins the match.
All right, let's meet our next competitors. First, introducing from Dexter, Missouri, LaRoy Davis. And he'll be competing against Q Davidson from Branson, Missouri. All right, take your position. Our lead official, Nate Bover.
Very excited about this matchup. Q Davidson, the CarJitsu Championship current champion, and LaRoy Davis, one of the most athletic mixed martial artists in the region. Right away, Davis sticks his opened hand in the face of Q Davidson. Very disrespectful, and Davidson doesn't like it at all. He's going to close the distance here and apply some head pressure, but he's already accidentally scored a point on himself, and now 2 points on himself by touching down on the wrong side of the line of scrimmage. LaRoy Davidson, very, very difficult to compete against because of his unorthodox approach and his extreme athleticism. But Q Davidson, a very skilled grappler as well, and very athletic in his own right. LaRoy currently has 2 points, Davidson 0. And with 1 takedown from an arm drag, LaRoy now increases his lead to 3 with only 10 seconds left in the first round. And now 4-0, LaRoy Davis. And it looks like this round is in the bag as Davis does some push-ups to the bell.
Time! The winner for this round, LaRoy Davis. Catch your breath, guys.
Look at the intensity on the face of LaRoy Davis. I can tell you now that Q Davidson is not happy to lose 4-0 in the first round. You can expect fire from Q Davidson in round 2. Round 2 about to start here. We're getting in position.
That's right.
And we're off. A little bit more caution in round 2 here. LaRoy Davis getting very close to the mat. Very, very low with his attacks. Wasting a lot of energy here. Quite the showman, LaRoy Davis. But he's going to need to be careful. Oh, and Q Davidson with an arm drag. And now Q Davidson halfway through the round with the lead. LaRoy still doing push-ups here. Changing levels. Oh, and a fantastic takedown from Q Davidson. We are now 2-1 with 20 seconds left in round 2. If Davidson can take this round, we will go to a 3rd round, and I'd love to see that. Lots of intensity here at Guerrilla Games today, but this match is my favorite matchup of the event. Oh, and Q Davidson with a power arm drag all the way across the line with the forehead of LaRoy Davis and wins the round.
The winner of the second round, Q Davidson.
All right, so Q Davidson has tied it up. It is now 1 round each, and we will now go to a third 1-minute round to decide a winner. A lot of great action in that second round. Now we see Q Davidson with more of a diversified approach, and of course LaRoy Davis with an amazing amount of energy and athleticism. And here we go, round 3. Very, very intense matchup here. The hair of LaRoy Davis looking great. Nice setup by Q Davidson. No point. Lots of head pressure now in round 3. A little bit less movement from Davis. And no point scored halfway through the round. Lots of head pressure here. This is something we've not seen a lot of at Guerrilla Games. Oh, fantastic. Davidson with a nice point pulls the entire body of LaRoy Davis over. As you can see, these two competitors are in a very, very energy-expending battle here, and a lot of planking and a lot of explosivity, but also a lot of heavy concentration. We've got 5 seconds left in the third round. Q Davidson up by 1.
Time.
And it looks like he stole this match.
Great match, guys. Another great match. We do have a winner. It was by 1 point. Your winner, Q Davidson. Congratulations, man. You came from behind. That first round, he had you by, I don't know, 4 or 5 points. And what did you change something? Did you catch on?
I decided to try to be a little bit sturdier, I guess, in my shoulders, and take a card from his book and stay lower. I thought that was a great technique, but came out of the gate quickly, and I just had to recover from behind, you know.
Yeah, well, you did it. Yeah, and it was very physical, and it seemed like it got a little more physical as it went. A lot of pressure on the head.
Well, that's one of the things that I actually like about competing in sports like this. It's still a combat-based sport.
Right.
So that's going to happen. I mean, even at a basketball game, that's going to happen at some point in time.
Sure.
So that's just part of the sport. No, I don't have any ill will towards that at all. Matter of fact, I welcome it.
Right on, man. He welcomes the combat nature of the sport. Q Davidson, your winner. Congratulations.
Appreciate it, Down.
All right, come on in here, LaRoy, because that was a learning experience. I'm trying to pick up some of these techniques. You had some different ideas going into it. Obviously, you thought before you got here. You want to share any of those things, or you're going to try to keep them to yourself?
Nah, I'm a sheriff because I care. I love the sport. I love all combat, but I believe martial arts is to build upon what others succeed at.
Right.
So if I learn the technique, you can incorporate it, you can improve on it. So it's a plank, and there's so many different types of planks. So I was like, can I do a low plank? Because like we're in high plank. Can I do a side plank? We can't use our elbows, but if I can still push my traps in and go low, I got most of the center of gravity. You jump up, I'm going to catch you.
Right on. I knew you're also implementing the pulling back on the back of the neck, and you put all your weight, both your hands on it at one point, and actually you ended up dropping the elbow just barely before he went down.
I thought he went down first on his side, and I didn't know my elbow grazed because I like slid down on his biceps to post back up to not touch his side. But you know, small mixed calculation. Jiu-Jitsu, game of inches. This is grappling, game of inches. He had the inches.
Yep. I wouldn't change anything. I think there's some great things I saw there. So congratulations. We're looking forward to seeing you again.
Thank you.
All right, brother.
The next competition in the PLN Grappling Challenge is CarJitsu Championship, a new sport introduced by PLN in 2022, which has gained international acclaim on its way to nearly 100 million viral views. The competitors begin seated with safety belts fastened. When the match starts, they unbuckle and engage, using any part of the vehicle to their advantage. Points may be awarded during the match, but have no bearing on the outcome. It takes a submission to win the round at CarJitsu Championship. If the bout is even after 2 rounds, we go to a 3rd round and possibly sudden death to decide a winner.
All right, I am here with Q Davidson, LaRoy Davis. They're ready to throw down in the CarJitsu car. So let's go ahead and do the coin toss. Q, I want you to call it in the air.
Tails.
It is heads. LaRoy, you have your choice. Which would you like to start with?
Shotgun, I'm driving.
All right, man, get in there, check it out. All right, Q. So I know you've done this before. You're kind of a pro, right? But every time we have one of these events, you seem to be competing in all of the PLN events. Do you have a favorite?
Oh, I don't know. We haven't finished coming up with events yet.
That's right. That's right. So you just like competing, right?
I love to compete. You know, I think that's a great way to live your life, is to always find somebody to compete against, whether it's yourself or another person. It helps you see who you are.
Right on, man.
100%.
Well, today you're going to see who you are by competing against LaRoy Davis. You got your work cut out for you.
I sure do.
All right, man. Good luck.
Thank you.
Take care. Okay, LaRoy. All right, brother. Does everything look okay in there?
So far, so good.
All right. Leave me hanging there. Okay, so you've been in here before, too. Any new tricks? I know you like to think outside the box, right?
We already know my go-to seatbelt, so I'm just trying to figure out a new way to strangle somebody.
Okay. Well, last time it wasn't just think outside the box, it was think outside the car, right?
Ooh.
You're not gonna do anything crazy like that, are you?
I mean, she a little beat up. And
Yeah,
I don't got insurance. I don't think we want to go that route.
Okay, man. Well, good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, take care. Here we go. Fighters, buckle up.
And we're started. Q Davidson immediately defends his seatbelt, but LaRoy gets it unbuckled first and is now in mount. Q has his seatbelt all the way around the carotid. LaRoy Davidson prides himself on fast seatbelt chokes, and it looks as if that's his plan. Oh, he's in a bad spot. Q Davidson is completely cut off from oxygen. He's got LaRoy Davis in his lap in the passenger seat, and this, my friends, looks like a crime in progress. Oh, and somehow Q Davidson has removed the seatbelt from his throat, and he slid a knee in to create some space here. He needs to get out from under LaRoy Davis, who has got the seatbelt against his throat again. LaRoy Davis, very creative, very inventive, and at CarJitsu Championship, he calls himself the seatbelt assassin. Q Davidson is very wily. He's hard to submit, but it's been done, and this is the unthinkable. LaRoy Davis has finished Q Davidson in round 1 in less than a minute. Now they will switch seats and immediately begin round 2 without a break. The confidence of LaRoy Davis should be skyrocketing at this point. Q Davidson, slow start for the match, but he's already behind the driver's seat and prepared for round 2. This is a 3-minute round. And here we go. Q Davidson immediately slides a knee over and gets into the passenger seat. There's a power struggle here, but Davidson looks to have the upper hand. Now Davidson taking the back, trying to slide into that passenger seat behind LaRoy Davis, who's escaping out the passenger side window. Unbelievable action so far. This again, folks, is a championship match. Q Davidson, the CarJitsu champion, LaRoy Davis, the top contender, and right now we're battling for the seatbelt. Each of these competitors undefeated at CarJitsu Championship, each of them with several seatbelt chokes on their opponents. And now we've got 2 minutes and 15 seconds left. Q Davidson needs a submission to push this fight into the 3rd round. Very hot inside the car, 84 degrees and rising. Of course, Davidson is the only one experiencing that. LaRoy Davis has his head outside. Q Davidson hand fighting, looking to take the back. Okay, he's going to wrap up the right arm of LaRoy Davis, but I don't think LaRoy's in trouble here. Davidson pulling himself back into the driver's seat from the back seat, and now working toward the back. He's going to come out the window in an attempt to take the back. He's going to risk himself here, and here he comes. He's outside the car, and LaRoy Davis tries to retreat. Q Davidson says, "Come here," pulls him back out by the throat, and now Davidson has his back with a rear naked choke in place. At CarJitsu Championship, you can come outside of the car at any point, but if either of you touches the ground outside of the vehicle, we have an immediate restart. Davidson's controlling the wrist of LaRoy Davis, keeping him from reaching down and touching the mat. This is a very difficult position here. They're hanging outside of the car. Davidson using his tiny feet to keep him elevated, but we're in a bad spot here. There's 43 seconds, and Q Davidson needs this submission to stay alive. Oh, and Davis is out, and now he has the neck of Q Davidson. This is a bad situation. Q has been caught in a bad scramble here. Holy smokes, this may be a changing of the guard. LaRoy Davis does it. We have a new champion, ladies and gentlemen. LaRoy Davis with a submission win in round 2 over Q Davidson. Let's go down to the car and our host, Dallin Getling, with the post-fight interview.
LaRoy, that was crazy. Man, I could not tell what was going on, but you guys were doing stuff with your bodies I couldn't even imagine. The first move, I don't know how he got behind you, started to get you in the rear naked choke. Were you trying to touch the ground there to make it start over, or what was going on there?
I'm a dog, and he's a king.
Yeah?
I'm the undercard. So I won the first round, and I was like, I'll let him rip my jaw off. I'm that type of person. You could rip my jaw, but I was using that mat for safety. If I started blacking, I was going to swipe it.
Right.
He was cranking. My bottom of my lip tore up right now. I'm tasting my gum, but it wasn't tapping.
Right.
So I was like, bro, I'll let you eat that time. Go ahead.
So then what? I actually didn't see how you got up and then reversed it and got behind him.
Like I said, he was cranking. He's a king. He was going for the kill.
Yeah.
But once he let up, because he was burning out his arms, I don't know how much time passed, but he's strong. He was cranking.
He was keeping you guys both up with his feet.
Yeah, he was. He was cranking and balancing, and I felt him let loose. I'm like, gas tank. I said, Uno reverse, got your back.
Wow. All right. Well, congratulations, man. That was awesome.
Thank you. Woo. He's strong.
And I wouldn't be complete if you didn't get this.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right, brother.
Oh.
You earned it. LaRoy Davis.
Need my thunder shades, baby. I did it for you, mama. I did it for you.
Tonight's final features the newest combat sport by Pro League Network, Many say Ultimate Tire Wrestling is the next big success for PLN due to its non-stop action and unconventional tactics. How do you win? It's simple. One or both competitors must make contact with the tires at all times. When the match begins, grapplers can gain control time by lifting their opponent's feet off of the mat. At the end of each 5-minute round, the player with the most control time wins the round. But at any moment, the match could end if a player is able to deposit 51% of his opponent inside the tire.
All right, we are ready for the next Ultimate Tire Wrestling match. We have Q Davidson. He'll be competing against LaRoy Davis. They are focused. Q, are you ready? Yeah. LaRoy. Hajime!
And we're off. Whoa, and LaRoy Davis with a front handspring. I'm here with Mark the Hammer Coleman, UFC Hall of Famer. And what an interesting strategy to start the match, Mark.
Yeah, as you can see, very explosive. Both guys very high level. They know each other well. They're 1-1. This is going to be a good fight. There's a big back suplex.
Very nice dunk attempt by Q Davidson. And what you're seeing here is a nice little tussle between two extremely high-level athletes. They've had a nice spirited competition so far in the challenge, but this is for all the marbles and the bragging rights, and this is going to be a nice match. Q Davidson in the air.
Nice, very nice level change. Get him up in the air.
Now let's keep in mind, Mark, at Ultimate Tire Wrestling,
Arm drag.
The name of the game is to get the dunk. If you can get 51% of your opponent inside the tire, you win immediately. Otherwise, we're going to score control points. And how do you do that, Mark?
You get the other guys' feet off the ground, get them up in the air, and the clock starts, and whoever's got the most control time at the end of the round wins the round. Both guys' feet on the ground here. He's trying to step in and get him in the air and get that clock started. There we go. There it is. There it is. Good 2-3 seconds right there. So you just add, you build on that. Whoever's got the most at the end of the round wins, unless you get it dunked.
And every second is precious, precious time here at UTW. The name of the game is to dunk your opponent. However, some of these matches will come down to just a second or two, and there are 3 timekeepers rather than 3 judges, and the winner of the match is decided by the clock. Now, as you can see here, these guys are maximum output, but they're staying attached to the tire. That's because at Ultimate Tire Wrestling, one or both of the competitors must be touching the tire at all time.
I like how Q Davidson's getting the inside control on the underhook and control on the other hand. I have him looking a little sharper here early on.
Yeah, these guys have had some really great competition so far in the PLN Grappling Challenge. But, of course, like you said, they're one-on-one on the challenge. And this is going to be the tiebreaker. And as you can see, they're trying everything they can to get each other up into the air. Q Davidson trying. That hoist isn't going to work. He's going to try the underhook, but LaRoy Davis changing levels, getting as heavy as he can be. Both of these guys are mixed martial artists. Q Davidson, one of the lead officials at Slap Fight Championship. And, of course, both of these gentlemen compete at CarJitsu Championship. But, Mark, you can see a lot of wrestling at play here.
Beautiful underhook control. Ideally, I would try to get to a body lock and pinch, get the arm stuck in there to get the guy up, where he's only got one arm to defend him against the dunk.
Yeah, absolutely. I've noticed that most of the dunks we've seen at UTW so far, the successful dunks typically happen head first. And as always, you can hear these guys breathing. They are absolutely exhausted. And this is just the first of 2 5-minute rounds. Unbelievable scramble. And the officials warn them to get back to the tire.
Beautiful scramble there. It's high level wrestling by these two guys. Taking a risk. I love when people take a risk here.
Very creative. Q Davidson uses the tire to pass to the opposite side. And LaRoy Davis changes levels, but Q still gets the lift. Oh, my goodness. Looking for the dunk again.
Got some kind of crooked cradle there, but he got him up in the air, got some points. Do these guys know how much control time they have, JT?
No, during the match, the competitor, Q Davidson in the air. During the match, the competitors do not know how much control time they've been given.
They have to, that's strategy. They have to try to keep track and realize if they're ahead or not, because somebody needs to show some urgency and try to steal the round here towards the end of the round.
Absolutely. Only the 3 timekeepers can see the control time until the end of the round. That creates urgency between the competitors, and as you can see here, Q Davidson just overhooking, barrel hooking the body, showing a little bit of fatigue. Going to try to push the head down, make some space here, but LaRoy been in half. Definitely not going to get the lift here as we just drift further and further into the round. Oh, a nice attempt here by LaRoy. Q Davidson is almost halfway in the tire. That one arm, if he could just fold that one arm into the tire.
That was so close.
Oh, my gosh. I can't wait to see the replay. But as you can see, we're still in the tussle. And now LaRoy Davis is up in the air. Wow. Q Davidson, that had to be 49.9% of his body there. Wow.
Do they go to replay?
Yeah, we'll see the replay shortly. And that's going to be the end of the first round. I have to say, take a look at the posture of both of these gentlemen.
Yes.
Look how exhausted they are.
A lot of energy exerted in that round. Back and
Wow,
forth
and we're going
action.
to hear here who the winner of the round is. The timekeepers are comparing notes. And it's Q Davidson.
Q Davidson.
Now let's take a look at the replay here, Mark, and if you don't mind, let's have you walk us through.
Larry gets him up in the air, turns him around, back suplexes him into the hole, and both guys almost got dunked. Like you said, that was 49%. I don't. How close was that?
Well, you can
Back
see here.
suplexes it right. That's a high risk maneuver
That
right
far
there.
side arm is overhooking. You can't see at this angle, but that far side arm, I think, is what protected him. And it looks like the officials agree here. We're in the second round. It's about to start. I love the fact that we saw the replay, but, man, that was just about as close as you could get. Very close to a win for LaRoy. But here we go. The second round is underway. Double unders from Davidson. Wow.
That 1 minute, both guys recovered pretty well, so they're both looking pretty fresh here early on in the over-under position.
Both of these competitors fight in mixed martial arts, so that 1 minute recovery is customary for them, and that works out well for them here in this sport. And just look at the level of aggression. They've got to get back to the tire here. Perfect. And it's just the grind. Davidson needs to keep his opponent up against the tire. Another lazy attempt here. In that first round, Davidson was as close to being finished. He was as close to being in that tire as you can possibly get. And I think that just that overhook of the tire saved him just in that one moment.
Q has him here in a double underhook body lock. It's a dangerous position. He's got to crunch him over and try to get him in that hole here. It's a good opportunity.
Yeah, he's
got his arm trapped. This is a perfect opportunity to try to get him up and in.
Working very slowly, slams his head into the tires. LaRoy, very smart fighter. I've known LaRoy for a couple of years. In the early days of his MMA career, he was memorizing combinations from anime cartoons, watching anime and learning the combinations and using them in his MMA fights. He's a fascinating young man. And, of course, Q Davidson, very well known from his time at Slap Fight Championship, but also a fantastic athlete and champion MMA fighter as well. And as you can see here, this is just a wrestling match. LaRoy staying as low as he can. Q trying to get underneath him so he can put his hips in. This looks like you and me, Mark, when you're trying to avoid paying for the dinner bill.
Definitely you looking down, kissing the mat, as usual.
We need to get your vision checked. All right, here we go. We've got LaRoy Davis, Quentin Davidson.
Little quick arm drag there.
Battling for wrist control, each trying to move to the back, and we're right back to that same song and dance, kind of like the old Mark Coleman show. LaRoy Davis, very, very strong competitor. Champion MMA fighter as well.
Got to be late in the round. somebody needs to step in and get him up in the air and steal this round and either send it to overtime or win the fight. Let's go. Who wants it? I think LaRoy needs to take a little more aggressiveness and get after it. There you go. He's in on a high crotch.
Oh, there he is.
Beautiful
Q
try,
Davidson
yes.
up in the air. Oh, and he's got his feet back down. It looks like LaRoy putting in some good work here, and Q back into dogfight position.
Again.
Wow. You know, it's a fascinating new sport, Ultimate Tire Wrestling. There's so many ways to win. But just like in some of the other sports we've developed, Mark, as you watch them grow, you watch new strategies emerge. You watch new champions. And one of the things we saw tonight that was really exciting was we saw LaRoy Davis defeat Q Davidson at CarJitsu. And until tonight, Q Davidson was the undefeated, undisputed king of American CarJitsu. So what a rivalry we have here. And you can see they're still going at it. We're late in the second round, and these guys are battling for every second, both going for the finish repeatedly. They're going to feel this tomorrow, Mark.
Yeah, they're going to be very, very sore, both guys, but it's a lot easier to take. There it is, up in the air. Easier to take that soreness with the wind.
All right, this is a really good time to start eating up some control time here. Davidson, fantastic work. He's got LaRoy on the tire, switching position here to keep control. Wow, fantastic work here. Now LaRoy touches the mat and big headbutt to the chin, and we're back to dogfight position.
I think that puts him in the lead there.
Yeah, that might be enough to do it here. Those of you watching at home can see the control time here in the venue. The control time is absolutely private. No one sees but the timekeepers, and there are 3 of them surrounding the action.
See if Larry can come up with one last attempt here to win this, or else Q Davidson.
Oh, Davidson has LaRoy back in the air.
Lots of energy right there. Still, these guys are going hard.
Back to that leg. And what a battle. I wish we had a few more minutes left in the round here. It's a fantastic battle. And that's going to be the end of round 2. The question is, did LaRoy Davis do enough to win the round? And I think probably that's not going to have happened here. I think Quentin might have.
Both guys' hands on their knees. Stand up. Look like a champion. Look like a winner. Let's go.
Q Davidson is your winner, ladies and gentlemen.
Stand tall.
Wow, fantastic work. He's exhausted.
They are exhausted, though.
Congratulations to both guys. Let's listen in.
Left it out there.
It's a tough match. You guys are going back and forth. How you feeling?
A little tired.
A little tired. It's an understatement.
Yeah.
So he had you in there. I couldn't see. I thought you went down, but I saw maybe there was an arm sticking out. What happened when you started to go down in the middle of that first round?
I thought I went down,
Uh-huh.
but no one called it, so I stretched my arm out, and I guess I wasn't 50% in.
Right on. Yeah, it was
Must
close.
have been 49-9.
Yeah, it was close. Great job, both of you guys. Congratulations. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
LaRoy for being a great competitor. Dark House MMA, thanks for coming down. PLN, thank you for putting all this together. I appreciate that. Love to compete. Love to have great competitors.
Right on. Well, you are the winner. Q Davidson. Congratulations. All right, LaRoy. So you guys, come here, both of you guys. I was looking forward to this matchup, in all of the events. You guys were both amazing. So you won the Guerrilla Games, right? You took the CarJitsu, and so it was a tiebreaker. Q, you won that tiebreaker. So you are the PLN Grappling Challenge champion. And so congratulations. Q Davidson. Great job, man. Thanks, guys.
I thought I had
I think you did. We'll see.